Minsk Group co-chair countries have called on Armenia and Azerbaijan to conclude a long-term peace deal. The co-chair countries remind Armenia and Azerbaijan of their obligation to comply with the requirements of international humanitarian law, in particular with regard to the exchange of prisoners of war and the repatriation of remains. Meanwhile, Azerbaijani soldiers continue to humiliate Armenian captives, and all this is still being captured on camera and shared online. Earlier, footage has been posted showing the Armenian elderly man who was tortured in captivity. His last words have been revealed. "I am returning to take care of the rest of my house," Gamo Manasyan addressed his relatives ahead of heading for home. Gamo Manasyan's family has applied to the Red Cross, but there are no results so far. Meanwhile, both the Armenian and Azerbaijani sides handed over the lists of prisoners to the National Committee of the Red Cross. Russian peacekeepers have helped find and return two Nagorno-Karabakh or Artsakh residents. The Azerbaijani armed forces detained the Armenians in the territory controlled by Baku. The commander of the Russian contingent, Rustam Muradov, held talks with the Azerbaijani side, and they managed to achieve the release of these citizens. The National Assembly of France adopted a resolution that emphasizes the urgent need to recognize Artsakh. The resolution has been adopted a week after the historic decision of the French Senate on the Artsakh recognition. The resolution also fixes the facts of Azerbaijan's disruption of the peace process and the deployment of mercenaries from terrorist groups in Nagorno-Karabakh with the support of Turkey, the message says. Meanwhile, Russian President's spokesperson Dmitry Peskov spoke about the Karabakh status position. According to him, Russia has not changed its position on the Nagorno-Karabakh status as other countries do. He added that the ownership of this territory has been determined for a long time by the resolutions of the Security Council. Azerbaijan has committed atrocities in Karabakh. They desecrated the cross-stones and monuments in Artsakh, particularly in Talish and Matagis villages, which are now under their control. In this regard, Armenian MP and chair of Human Rights Parliament Committee, Naira Zoharbian, posted some photos of Talish on Facebook. Armenian Parliament opposition leader Gagik Tsarukyan has been invited to the National Security Service for additional interrogation. Tsarukyan's invitation to the NSS on a non-working day pursues only one goal: to deprive the latter of the opportunity to participate in Saturday's rally at Freedom Square and to appeal to the Armenian people. Earlier on Thursday, citizens and activists had closed all Yerevan downtown streets, demanding the resignation of Armenia's Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan following the controversial November 9th statement on Karabakh. The truce calls for deployment of almost 2,000 Russian peacekeepers to the Karabakh conflict zone, where Azerbaijan received significant territorial concessions, including the strategically important town of Shushi. During the protests, police have been apprehending citizens. Artsakh Defense Army ex-commander Artsakh hero Jalal Harutyunyan has been discharged from hospital. Jalal Harutyunyan was wounded in a combat position during the recent Artsakh war. The recent conflict in Nagorno-Karabakh has intensified with new impetus. The Turkish extremist Grey Wolves movement has shown hate toward Armenians, including in Germany, Die Welt reported. Accordingly, Turkish extremists have recently sent many threatening letters to Armenians living in Germany, and the Armenians living in the cities of Hanau, Osnabrück, and Hamburg have received death threat letters the most. Lawyer Ilyas Uyar told Die Welt that Armenians living in Cologne and Berlin were also threatened with death by calls made from the same phone numbers.